Hey everyone, so today we are talking about the three biggest mystery of color grading. A lot of people say you don't have a good camera, you can't get a good color grading result. Second, you have to build extensive node trees in order to create a very exceptional result. And last one, like clearing the mystery, what is the final secret that make digital video look like film after your color grading process? The final touch that people always miss. So let's get started. So today we have these three shots. So to prove my first point, regardless of your bit rate of your camera, you don't need the most expensive. So you just need to go to PFA Color Suite, click correction log, correction exposure, correction white balance, one click with grade with AI, nail the foundation. Then you click film look intensity. You can choose generate different look, and you will filter through 135 parameters in the entire toolkit to create a different look. So if you like this kind of style, you can stay with it, or you can go down to the respective tonal curves and film mixers to calibrate how much cyan you want to have in the scene, and look at the before and after. That's crazy, right? So it doesn't have to do with how expensive your camera, what kind of log profile you have. It's really about using the best tool that is engineered with 32-bit float math. So comparing to LUT, right? LUT is not able to customize and is not able to refine. You only get the final outcome, but you can't tune the outcome. For here, every single look that generated here, that is as fast as applying a LUT, is a comprising of all 135 parameters that moving together to create one look. And as you use this engine more, you understand you better, and CinePulse AI basically replaces all the traditional way of LUTs that operates and give you the ultimate flexibility when you understand how each tool works. Okay, let's go to the second mystery. Sometimes we always feel that color grading, the second mystery, that you always need to build very extensive node trees in order to build a look. That is also wrong in 2026. Look at PFA Color Suite here. When I blow up everything in just one node, I don't even need a color space transform, because the color space transform is replaced by correction log. I just need to create grade with AI, grade with AI, grade with AI. Of course, some of the exposure may not be what I want. I can fine tune, tell the AI influence, make it less contrasty. I want it to be brighter. You can refine everything, even calibrate. So in PFA Color Suite, we have every single control and it's in one node. So this node now actually comprised in the sequence. Everything is arranged in its order. So let me do a manual grade. For example, now I'm lacking of saturation because our correction log doesn't burn in the manufacturer original color saturations, because we want to do it our own. So I can go to color density. Watch the parade. As I lower the global density, look at what happens. The image actually gets more saturated, but the RGB parade pixels are getting darker. This is the exact film physics, where more saturation means more color dyes that blocks light. And so this toolkit itself is so exceptional. It replicates the physics of films. And sometimes you want to color your skin, you can turn skin tone map. And after that, you just tune your skin and select your skin, make sure your skin is all selected, and make sure the hue is perfectly on the orange line. Then it means it's aligned with vector scope. Then I can make the skin darker or fairer. It's up to me. So that really changed the whole entire workflow. So imagine this. Now this plugin actually have 12 nodes. 12 node tree in the entire workflow. But the best part, you can save it as a preset. You can use it in Adobe Premiere, After Effects, and even DaVinci Resolve, and upcoming is Final Cut. That's exceptional, right? Of course, you have this powerful engine that even DaVinci Resolve native tools can't do. For example, like the film mixer itself is a normalized sliders outcome. For example, I want to do teal and orange. Look at what it does to the entire vector scope. It massage everything to film a teal and orange palette. You can't do that in DaVinci Resolve. And you also can't do teal and pink in DaVinci Resolve, in magenta and green as well. These are so much math and coding and computation to make this work. And it has skin protection. No matter how crazy you push, you won't affect the skin. That's how wonderful it is. Last but not least, we have film printer lights as well, which inject the mood. You can increase green, increase yellow, that inject a totally different timeline of the day. And this helps you to match shots that previously not shoot in the same environment time. And that's how fast everything is. Imagine you are replacing all your node trees. It's unnecessary if you have such a powerful tool to run everything in one shot. Of course, you can turn off the vector scope, RGB parade. You can play back 4K at full timeline speed. And that's how crazy this engine is. And last mystery. What is the final contributing factor that makes film different from digital video? So let's take a look at this. Same entire workflow. Let's do correction log, correction exposure, correction white balance. And then this is the secret. After you do CinePulse AI, I pretty much love this look. Then it still look very digital, right? It doesn't have that film texture. And the secret lies in film tonal curve. When you increase, this is something that most people underrated, okay? You are supposed to create a curve similar to this. Look, if I increase the black point and raise the shadow softness, it creates a milky gray in the shadow. Look at the before, after. This contributes to the dynamic range of what a film does compared to a normal video. So this is the most underrated and underlooked final touch to make video look like film. I hope this answers your requests and clear all the mysteries. Color grading is supposed to be fun. Color grading is supposed to be fast. It doesn't have to be slow. And you still be able to create all this customization after you grade. So stop using LUTs. Okay, my name is Nash. So make sure you download the PFA Color Suite trial. It should be on 10.2. It's always one version behind the latest version. Try all the features for free. And when you want to commit to a purchase, key in the code THANKYOU2026 for 45% off. You will never meet this kind of level of chance again. Okay, that's all for this episode. My name is Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition. I shall see you in the next one.